Yesterday, um, I came into it thinking, it's gonna be hard. I knew we were gonna do a lot the first day, and we did. But I didn't think it would be, well, terrain-wise, I didn't think it'd be as difficult as it was. Like the first mile and a half or so was all dirt road and it was smooth. I'm like, oh, this is pretty easy. And then we took a left turn off course. We just went up some random hill, and I was thinking, this doesn't make sense. There's a road right there. And it was constant uphill, downhill, and pushing over a bunch of rocks and running into some trees. And, it was pretty much like that the last, 10 or 11 miles or so. And just, and I was in the second company, and we didn't get home until it was almost pitch black outside. And I didn't think we'd be trekking for as long as we were. Coming into it, I knew about 3 or 4 of my family members, but I didn't really know them really closely, but I knew of them. And just seeing us bond as quickly as we did, and it helped that we were the first cart in our company, and we were a little above pace, and we had to get stopped every 20-25 minutes or so because we were about 100 feet ahead of everyone, and they needed us to stop so that everyone could catch up. And during those little breaks that we had, we were able to talk to each other and bond. And no one was ever like, "Hey, I don't want to do this spot. Could someone take it for me?" When someone asked, "Hey, can I take this spot for you?" They're like, "No, it's fine. We got it." And no one wanted to give up their spot because what they were doing, I don't know if they were spiritually gain more physicality, or they just wanted to seem tough for their new family members. But we there was no complaining either. Everyone was pretty happy about what they were doing, and we just went along. We were talking with each other, and we were just having a good time on the trail. I never really learned his name correctly, but it was my grandfather's uncle. And my grandfather growing up, he didn't have any kids, so he would look after his 6 nieces and nephews, one of them being my grandfather. And he died recently, and they were selling his house, and in his will he had given checks out to each of his nieces and nephews. And at the time, my grandparents had been struggling money-wise, and they come home one day in the mail, and there's a $50,000 check from the house that they sold, and they were still paying tithing and everything, and they were just telling us these are blessings you get from tithing. And they thought a way to repay him is they were able to do his temple work. And he lived in California his whole life, and they were going to go do some temple work when we were in California for fall break. And I made it a priority to go to the San Diego temple at least once, and that was that would have been his temple district where he lived. And that's why they found it kind of fitting to do it there. So I was able to be baptized and confirmed for him. And I feel like I have a special tie to him now because I've been baptized for him. Yeah, Rocky Gulch, it was the last mile and a half or so. There was this one big last hill, and our company leader told us not to talk during this last hill, but to do it, conquer it silently. And I look up and I'm looking around man, it's really steep. I look out of the corner of my eye and I see a bunch of people in white shirts. I'm like, I know what's happening. And I kind of knew what was happening, and I look over. We get to the part where everyone's dressed in white and they're playing the angels, and they were helping us push. And I thought there was 6 or 7 behind them. And I turn around real quick, and there's one or two, and they're taking turns. And even though there was only 1 or 2 there was strength about 5 or 6, and it was just helping pushing our carts. And like I said, since we were the first people, my big sister told us, she's like, "Hey, do you guys want to turn around and go help?" And right away, we pulled over, dropped our carts, and we went back, and it started a chain reaction. That second cart went, did it. Third cart went and did it. And by the time the last cart, there was about 30 hands on that last cart, and just pushing people up. So, it wasn't more. What I got out of that, it wasn't just the angel aspect, but he doesn't just send angels all the time. He sends people to act as angels, and that's what we were able to do in that last part.